Dear students, we have finished the several topics related to radiation heat transfer in offline classes. Today, in the offline classes, I have discussed the concept of Q factor and other things, and I will take up this lecture right from here, from the Q factor concept. Now, rest part of the radiation heat transfer, I would like to finish in online class now. So this view factor is defined as, suppose there are two surfaces. This is the surface AI, and the differential area of this surface is DAI, and there are other surface with some orientation. Area is AZ and the differential area is DAZ. Now, since these are the differential area, so it must be around the point. Let's take distance between these two areas. Differential areas are R. Now I will take the unit normal vector at both places. So unit normal vector at the place I is, let's say, Ni, and unit normal vector at DAZ is, Nj. So unit normal vector. Now this angle, let me put with different color. This angle is theta 1 and this angle is theta 2. Now I have defined the view factor as Fij, means view factor of the object I relative to j is equal to integral over surface area AI over surface area AJ cos theta 1 cos theta 2 divided by pi r square dai dh. That's how we define the view factor. So this is Fij. As we know that Qij is equal to Qji, so we find that Fij Ai is equal to Fji Aj. And this is the most famous law related to view factor called, this is point number one. This is called the reciprocity theorem, or reciprocity relation. Reciprocity relation. This is the first point that I would like to make. And next thing that I would like to tell you before that, if suppose we have so many insulated surfaces, or insulated cube, let's say, then what will happen? Uh, Suppose we will take uh, mm, insulated cube, insulated cube, okay, as an enclosure, as an enclosure, as an enclosure. So the view factor for a given side of this cube adds up to unity. The view factor for a given site for a given side of this cube of this cube adds up to unity. This is called the summation rule up to unity. Now why it is this so? Because of very definition of the view factor. Fij, how it is defined? Fij is defined as the energy that leaves the surface I, energy in the numerator, energy that leaves the surface I and reaching to surface J and reaching to surface J. In the denominator, you must have all energy that leaves the surface A, that leaves the surface A, surface I. So what does it mean? That this is the fraction of energy that is reaching the surface Z. So this is the fraction of energy. So fraction always ranges from 0 to 1. So Fij, its value is 0 to 1. So 0 to 1. Now suppose we have the surface like this. One surface, two, three, four, five. Now temperature is T1. Surface one temperature is T1. Now due to its temperature, there should be a emission of radiation, and that emitted radiation may reach to the fraction of this surface. Fraction of the energy will reach to surface 2, fraction of energy will reach to surface 3, fraction of energy will reach to surface 4, fraction of energy will reach to surface 5. So what will happen that all F1 F2 means fraction of the energy that leaves the surface 1 and reaches to surface 2 plus F13 plus F14 plus F15 all sum to equal to 1 because fractions, all are fractions, so its sum would be equal to 1. So we can write in general C 2, 3, 4 is J coordinate is changing. So we can write it in summation form Fij, okay, J is equal to, J is equal to, if you are writing for surface 1, then surface 1, then J will start from 2 to n. Okay, for surface 1 is equal to 1. This is called the summation rule. This is called the summation rule. So we are summing over J. So for surface, suppose surface 2 you are writing, for surface 2 means you will start 1, 3, 4, 5, ये सब surface आएगा except 2. इसका मतलब है J surface 2 से start करें तो J could not be equal to 2 and Fij all summation will equal to for an enclosure. So these are the two important properties. So I would like to mention again the first property is Fij reciprocity relationship. Fij Ai is equal to Fji Aj. Second is the summation rule. Sum of all the fractions must be equal to 1. So F Ij sigma summing over Z is equal to 1. These two rules enables us to find out the different view factor for different arrangement. Now I will take some example to illustrate this. Now example 1. Suppose our surface orientation is like this, and then this. Then I will put with another color this surface. There are three surfaces. So this is the surface that I have put with black color. This is surface 1, and this is surface 2, and this is surface 3. Now you have been asked to find out F13 and F31. How to find out? Suppose all dimensions are known. So area of this surface is A1, area of this surface is A2, area of this surface is A3. Now, how to find out all those things? So first thing I can write with respect to what reciprocity relation. So reciprocity relation is A1 F13 is equal to what we can write. A1 F13 is equal to if F13 को अगर F31 बना लो रेसिप्रोसिटी देन यहाँ पे एरिया A3 हो जाएगा. So A1 F13 is equal to A3 F31. Before that, let me find out A1. Let's write A1, and we can write any combination A1 and then A1 लिख रहे हैं तो यहाँ पे F1 तो होगा ही. First subscript to be 1 itself. The subscript of the A1. And rest will be other surface. So other surface 2, 3 लिख दे रहे हैं. Right? Now we can write it as A1 and F123 क्या हो जाएगा? F123 हो जाएगा F12 through summation rule and F13. Because you understand F123 means that the fraction of energy that is leaving surface 1 and reaching to both surface 2 and 3, meaning F123 if you write, then F123 is equal to F12 means fraction of the energy reaching to surface 2 and fraction of the energy reaching to surface 3. So we can write this. Now since F13 you can write F13 is equal to F123 F13. Now from this equation we can write F123 minus F12. Now to find F31 we use reciprocity relation. So F31 कैसे find out करेंगे? तो F13 we found out. Now F31, for F31 we use the reciprocity relationship. So F31 is equal F31 and A3 we can write is equal to A1 F13. See the subscript of first subscript of F, first subscript of area, first subscript of A, first subscript of F would be same. So from right here you can get the value of F31. So F31 is equal to what? A3 F13 divided by A3. Now F13 I just got. So this would be equal to A1 F123 minus F12 divided by A3. So this is the kind of the thing that you must understand. Now I will take one more example to illustrate all those things. Now suppose we are taking enclosure. Now question 2 I would like to solve. We need to find out, suppose this is a cylinder, right circular cylinder. Okay. Right circular cylinder means right angle means 90 degree. So base area के परपेंडिकुलर अगर हम ड्रा करें तो ये आपकी एक्सिस हो जाती है सिलेंडर की। दैट्स व्हाई दिस इज कॉल्ड द राइट सर्कुलर सिलेंडर। सो you find three surfaces: top surface, bottom surface, and circumferential surface. The top surface, let's say the area is A1, okay, and bottom surface, let's say and circumferential surface, let's say area is A2, and bottom surface, let's say area is A3. Now these three surfaces, now you need to find out the view factor F12 and F21. You have been asked to find out. Now how to get these? Now you must use summation rule first. Summation rule. So see, in the problem, summation rule you need to use. So consider the surface 1, okay. The radiation emitted from the surface 1 will strike either the surface 2 or will strike either the surface 3. Okay, so you can write it as F11 plus will strike, even it may strike at surface 1 also. So F11, suppose some convex surface is there, convex surface, so radiation that is emitted right here, and this is concave surface, then it will strike itself also, and it may strike to other surfaces as well. So F11, so wherever it will strike, we will take all fractions sum equal to 0. If this is plane surface, then F11 would be 0. So F11 and F12 plus F13 is equal to 1. Now F11, if you see this surface, first I have written it in general. First I have written it in general. See, this is this Fi j is equal to 1 sum of over j. This is most general form, okay, that we are using. Here it may strikes to itself also. Now see, this cylindrical right circular cylinder we have taken. So the upper surface and lower surface both are plane, so both are plane. So the energy emitted by the surface, plane surface, will not strike itself. Okay, because this is not concave, okay, or convex. So situation is different. This is plane surface. So F11 would be 0. So F11 would be 0 in this case. Okay. So F12 is equal to, hence you get F12 is equal to 1 minus F13. Now you need to find out, now you got the value of F12. Now how will you get the value of F21? It means this is the use reciprocity relationship. So F21, then area E2. Okay, this subscript would be same, and F1 to area A1. So you can get right from here F21 is equal to A1 F12 divided by A2. Now F21, so divided by A2. Now you got F12, the value of F12. So 1 minus F13 divided by A2. So this this is what we got. Now next topic that I would like to discuss is radiation exchange between black surfaces. Radiation exchange. So let's take up that topic. The radiative heat exchange between the surfaces. Radiation exchange between surfaces. Now I will do this in two steps. First for the black surfaces, and second is the case with gray diffuse surface. Gray diffuse surface. Meaning for black surface, as you know, epsilon I, suppose we are talking about surface I, then epsilon I is equal to 1 for black surface, and for diffuse gray surface, epsilon I would not be equal to 1, but it would be less than 1 or greater than 0. So let's take the very first case for the black surface. Now black surface, since I have explained the topic view factor, you will understand very easily now that suppose we are taking two surfaces. This is one at different orientation and this is surface 2. Now what will happen? We have taken this is the distance between these two. Let's say r, and angle from the normal is theta 1, and right here angle from the normal is theta 2. All right. Now what could be the knet? Suppose the temperature, this is at temperature T1 and this is at temperature T2, and assume T1 is greater than T2. So heat transfer will take place from T1 to T2. Now what we have been asked to find out that please find out the Q1 to Q. Now heat transfer will take place from Q1 to Q because one surface 1 is at higher temperature, surface 2 is at lower temperature. But you know the radiation will also take place from surface 2. But of course the surface 1 is higher temperature, so emitted radiation, so emission of the radiation will be faster than the absorption of the radiation that is falling on the surface 1. Very similar case is there for the surface 2. For the surface 2, absorption of the energy would be more than the emission of the energy. So you know there is a net energy transfer, net energy exchange. So Q net would be there. So Q net is equal to Q net का direction 1 से 2 होगा क्योंकि higher temperature to lower temperature. Now I would like to tell you that how to find out this Q21, Q12. So Q12 you will find out. So radiation from surface 1 to surface 2 minus radiation that is falling on the surface from surface 2 to surface 1 in opposite direction. So radiation from surface 2 to surface 1. Let's say this is surface 1 and this is surface 2. Okay, so how will you get that? So, had it been the black surface completely, had it been the black surface completely, you know, and then suppose heat from the surface 1, heat radiation from the surface 1 is Q1 dot. Okay, now if both surfaces were parallel to each other, infinitely long and parallel, then whatever amount of radiation emitted by the surface 1, all the radiation will reach to surface 2. But it is not the case. Both are at different orientation. So the energy emitted by the surface 1 completely will not reach to the surface 2. It means fraction of this energy will reach to surface 2, and that fraction is represented by view factor. So F12 Q1 dot minus similarly F21 Q2 dot. Now what is F12? Now what is Q1 dot? Q1 dot is heat transfer rate. But you know emissive power, these are both are black bodies. So emissive power of the black body is EV1, first black body. Now you need to multiply Y area. Why? Because emissive power is something energy emitted per unit area per unit time. But here we are concerned with heat transfer rate, not per unit area but only per unit time. So you need to multiply the emissive power with area. So F12 EV1 A1, okay, EV1 A1 minus F21 EV2, emissive power of black body 2, area A2. Now use the reciprocity relationship. Now you know F1 to A1 is equal to F21 A2, means reciprocity relation just I have explained. So reciprocity relation, based on reciprocity relation, what you will find that A1 F12 is equal to A2 F21. This means that these two are same. So we can take common. So what you take common? F12 A1 EB1 minus EB2 in case of black body. Now you know EB1 emissive power of black body through Stephen Boltzmann law is sigma T1 की power 4 and EB2 is sigma T2 की power 4. Now, so further you can write net radiation from 1 to 2 is equal to A1 F12 sigma and T1 की power 4 minus T2 की power 4. So this is the expression that you will find radiative heat exchange between the black surfaces. Now I will talk about radiative heat exchange between the gray and diffuse surfaces. So next thing is that radiative heat exchange, uh, radiative heat exchange, radiative heat transfer between not black body but diffuse gray surface. Diffuse gray surface. What does it mean? I told in the class, offline class, what is the meaning of diffuse? Suppose some radiation is falling on the surface. Just like in mirror, you imagine some radiation is falling on the surface of the mirror and then it is reflected at some angle only. Okay, and the angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. If it is reflecting only at one direction, then it will be specular diffusion. Specular. Okay. Now, other case what it may be that radiation falling on the surface. Okay, then it will not only radiate in one direction, but in all the directions. Then the surface is called the diffuse surface. Diffuse surface. Now, what is gray surface? I would like to define as gray surface. The gray surface Kirchhoff's law is defined, where the alpha is equal to epsilon, means emissivity is equal to absorptivity, meaning and epsilon is independent of the lambda for gray surface. Suppose epsilon value in value of emissivity is 0 to 1, that means 0 to 1. So, for gray surface, it would be some constant value, let's say 0.8. So emissivity would be constant independent of lambda in case of gray surface. So by we are taking these assumption that we will calculate the radiative heat transfer between diffuse gray surface. So two conditions: surface must be gray, means epsilon is independent of lambda, and second condition is surface must be diffuse, means it may radiate energy in all the direction, in all possible direction. Now, by these conditions, now how we analyze this type of, now I will take a problem first. Now suppose right circular cylinder that I have taken, suppose I am taking that right circular cylinder again. One second, this is right cylinder. There are three surfaces: one surface, top surface, two bottom surface, and three circumferential surface. Now what happened? Let's visualize with different color. Suppose due to surface 1 has a temperature T1 and it is higher than, like, let's say 1000 Kelvin, and surface 2 has a temperature, let's say T2 is equal to 800 Kelvin. Now epsilon 2 is equal to 0.7 here and epsilon 1 here is equal to 0.8. Now T3, let's say 500 Kelvin. Now what happened? Surface temperature T1 is higher, so what you will consider that this is at highest temperature in all three surfaces, so it will emit the radiation in higher extent. So the radiation will be emitted and it will reach to some part of the radiation will reach to surface 2, and not only that, surface 2, and surface 2 is, since gray surface, had it been the black surface, this radiation that is coming from the surface 1 will be completely absorbed by the surface 2, because this is the property of black surface, but since this is gray surface, so it will not be completely absorbed. So some part of this radiation will be reflected back. Okay, and let's say this surface is opaque means transmit radiation का transmission नहीं हो रहा है, but still since this is the surface that is diffuse, so diffuse surface, so radiation falling from the surface 1 reaching to surface 2, okay, it reflects some part of the radiation in all directions in surface I have assumed diffuse. Okay, surface. Moreover, what you will find that so from surface 1, some radiation will reach to surface 3. Same thing happens in this direction. Okay, so and for surface 2 itself, it must radiate some energy. Okay, and reaching to surface 1, and then surface 1 reflects some back. So these are the radiations that very complex radiation exchange is happening inside this enclosure. Now you will find that after some time there must be every surface will reach at some temperature and will reach at equilibrium. So at that point of time you find some constant temperature over all the surfaces. Now we utilize these concepts in the furnace design. Now how to find out? Now suppose this cylinder height is H, capital H. Now we have, and dimension of this cylinder is also given. Suppose R is the radius of this right circular cylinder, and H is the height of the cylinder. Now only two dimension is needed to explain completely the dimensionality of this cylinder. Now how to analyze this? So this has become complex problem. So many radiation exchange are there. So how will you analyze? So people thought this complex problem can be break down into several problems. Now, scientists have introduced three concepts. The first concept is related to radiosity. Radiosity, I will explain it in within a minute. And the second concept, that is surface resistance. Surface resistance. Now, surface resistance of the surface I is Ri. Now, third concept, if you understand about space resistance, then you will be able to understand everything. It's space resistance. Now, space resistance means between two bodies. So, Rij. Okay, that's why two subscript Ri. Now, before going to explain this technique of radiosity, surface resistance, and space resistance, I would like to express some types of problem that you will frequently encounter in different competitive examinations, as well as has been asked in several interviews. And you know what are those? So some type of problem, there are two surfaces infinitely long in both direction, infinitely long. Okay, two surfaces, two parallel surfaces. Now you have the, now both are surface 1 at temperature T1, emissivity epsilon 1, area A1. Surface 2 temperature T2, epsilon 2, emissivity, area A2. Now what will happen? Let's suppose T1 is greater than T2. What will happen? You have been asked to find out the heat transfer, net heat transfer from 1 to 2, Q1 to dot. So you will find the expression, I will use it with different color. Q1 dot is equal to A area of both surface parallel surface are equal. A sigma T1 की power 4 minus T2 की power 4 divided by 1 upon epsilon 1 plus 1 upon epsilon 2 minus 1. So this is the expression for radiative heat. This is the case 1 that I am just writing first the result, and then I will explain that how will you get these results. Okay, but first I will give you the confidence that kind of problem that you are going to face. Now case 2. Case 2, suppose you will find infinitely long cylinder, infinitely long cylinder. So this is the infinitely long cylinder, parallel cylinder. Again, the inside temperature is T1, epsilon 1 emissivity, area, surface area is A1. Of course, this will be 2 pi RL. Inside area, inside radius of this cylinder is R1, let's say, and outer cylinder is R2. Now, what is outer cylinder? T2 temperature, epsilon 2 is the emissivity, and area is 8. Now here, if T1 is greater than T2, and we have been asked to find out the net heat radiation exchange between these two cylinders. So how will you find the result? Is I am writing the result right here. A1 sigma. This is also very simple. T1 की power 4, T2 की power 4. Now area, inner area is R1 and outer area is R2. And so 1 upon epsilon 1 plus 1 minus epsilon 2 divided by epsilon 2, and the ratio of R1 by R2. Now this you will get in case of two parallel cylinder, infinitely parallel cylinder. Now in case of sphere, why this is the case 3? that you are getting this. We are doing very similar to conduction analysis. We have taken three geometries: a solid geometry, a solid rectangular geometry, a rectangular parallelepiped, and then sphere and cylinder. Very similar way we are taking in the radiation itself. Now in the radiation case 3, you will have two sphere, let's say, of radius r1. One is enclosed uh, under another sphere. So other another sphere have radius r2. Now this r1 radius has surface temperature T1 and epsilon 1 is the emissivity, and outer sphere have the temperature T2 and emissivity is epsilon 2, and surface area is A2. Here surface area is A1. Now since T1 is greater than T2, since T1 is greater than T2, so there is a net heat exchange between the inner sphere to outer sphere. Now what could be this Q12 value? Now this Q12 value, again this is very easy. A1 sigma T1 p power 4 minus T2 p power 4 divided by 1 upon epsilon 1 minus epsilon 2 upon epsilon 2. In case of sphere, you will find दैट R1 बाई R2 का होल स्क्वायर हो जाता है, सिलेंडर से इतना ही चेंज आता है इसमें। अब हम आपको बताएंगे कि ये सारे रिजल्ट जो आपको तीन रिजल्ट्स दिखाए हैं मैंने तीन केसेस में, ये सब कितनी आसानी से आते हैं इफ़ वी नो सम टूल्स, एंड दैट टूल्स आर टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट टूल्स we have to introduce three concepts, that is radiosity and surface resistance, and third concept is space resistance. Now let's go one by one to understand this. What is this? Radiosity. Now step one, I will proceed in this whole problem in stepwise fashion because this is difficult topic. So let's understand it in different steps. Now in step one, I will want to introduce the concept of radiosity. Now what is the radiosity? This is suppose surface, and I name this surface as surface I. Now if this is the surface I, what you will find, suppose if the radiation that is falling on this surface is called the irradiation. The name is irradiation, and it is represented by G, and since it is falling on the surface I, so I subscript is there, Gi. Now its unit is watt per meter square. Watt means joule per second, means this is the energy per unit time per unit area. So this is the flux that is falling on this surface. Now this surface I has some characteristic. Let's say this is thermal characteristic as far as concerned. This temperature has temperature T, and emissivity is epsilon I. I stands for the surface I. Okay, we are talking about surface I. Now surface 1, surface 2, surface 3, it could be anything. Now what will happen once it will strike the surface? Had it been the black surface, it will completely absorb this irradiation falling on the surface. But this is not since black surface, but this is gray surface. So some part of this radiation will be reflected back. So this is the reflected back, and so Gi is the radiation that is falling, and if you multiply by the reflectivity rho I, then you will get the reflected radiation rho I. Now due to its surface temperature T1 itself, there will be some emission, and if emissivity is given since epsilon I, so you can write, since if had it been the black body, its emissive power will be EVI. Its emissive power will be EVI. Now since this is not the black body but gray body, so the emissive power must be multiplied by epsilon emissivity, and that will give you the total emissive power radiated by this surface. Now you see that incoming radiation is Gi and outgoing radiation is of two types, one due to reflection and one due to emission. So this outgoing both radiation, if you sum up, then you will call it Ji, and this Ji is called the radiosity. This is Di is called the radiosity. I stands for surface I we are talking about. Now, so you can understand this Ji is equal to nothing but rho I Gi plus epsilon Ebi. So let's write it epsilon I surface I emissivity of surface I. So Ji radiosity is equal to rho I reflectivity and Gi means the flux that falling on the surface Gi plus epsilon I E Bi. So this is the equation one. Suppose we are taking this surface as opaque means transmission कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है. Transmission कुछ भी नहीं हो रहा है तो you know that absorptivity uh, reflectivity rho plus transmittivity tau will sum up over to 1 because these are the fractions of incident radiation that is reflecting, that is that is absorbed, reflected and transmitted. So fractions, sum of the fractions would be equal to 1. Now since you are taking opaque surface, let's write for opaque surface. For opaque surface means transmittivity. Technically, transmittivity is equal to 0. So since transmittivity is equal to 0, this equation will reduce to alpha plus rho is equal to 1. Okay, alpha plus rho is equal to 1. But for gray surface, we know that from Kirchhoff's law, alpha is equal to epsilon. So this is epsilon plus rho is equal to 1. So hence you will get rho is equal to 1 minus epsilon. Now put this rho is equal to rho I is equal to what will become? Rho I is equal to for surface I, rho I is equal to epsilon I in this equation. So that everything you will be rewriting in terms of you know epsilon. So this ji is equal to rho I की जगह पे हम क्या लिख सकते हैं 1 minus epsilon I and gi plus epsilon I e pi. So this is, let's say, equation. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2, and by putting the equation 2 in equation 1 we will get equation 3. Okay, so this is the one thing that I have introduced, the radiosity. So the radiosity I have introduced. Second is step 2, we will introduce the concept of uh, surface resistance. Concept of surface resistance. Now, the surface that I have taken right here horizontal, just rotate it 90 degree, and same surface I will take for the better view perpendicular. Okay, so I will make it like this. This is the surface as shown earlier, and this surface is opaque. Now Gi is the radiation that falling on this surface, and rho I Gi is reflected, rho I reflectivity, Gi is reflected, and epsilon I and Ebi, and both these sum up to Ji. Now this is what same surface I have taken I. Same surface, that is I have taken in its difference. Same surface I. Now, let's understand this. Suppose I will give some numerical value to understand it better. Gi is equal to 10 watt per meter square, and Ji, let's say that is 40 watt per meter square. Now, what will be the Qi? Qi is net radiation from this surface. So 40 minus 10. 40 minus 10. Okay, so that is coming out radiation from the surface I, 40 minus 10. So we will like to write this. So the Qi in this case is equal to what is Ji minus Gi. So ji minus gi is 40 minus 10 किया तो ji minus gi, and since these are per unit area and we are concerned with whole area, so we will multiply it with area. So this will become only the rate per unit time, not per unit area also. Now this is the equation 4. Now we have seen equation 3 right here. Now from equation 3 and 4, I will bring this equation. I will bring this equation below. Equation 3 right again. I will write it again for your understanding. Now equation 3 is what? Ji is equal to 1 minus epsilon I Gi plus epsilon I Evi. Now this is the equation 3. Now from 3 and 4 eliminate Gi. Now eliminate Gi from 3 and 4. Now what you will get by eliminating? So Ji is equal to 1 minus epsilon I. और जी आई की जगह पे क्या हो जाएगा, यहाँ से देखो तो क्यू आई माइनस ए आई, जे आई माइनस जे आई माइनस क्यू आई डॉट माइनस ए आई प्लस epsilon I E D I. Now I would like to take common as you know this AI itself. So what you will get and divide by this one minus epsilon. Okay. Let me write it something like that. Okay. When we write it this like this, AI and ji minus, we will write it like this. यहाँ पे हम 1 माइनस एप्सिलॉन आई कर लेंगे एंड जे आई माइनस एप्सिलॉन आई ई वी आई. Now this is what we get. Now if you multiply by 1 minus epsilon I, what we will get? Ji minus ji epsilon I. Okay. So you will do exercise and you will get this. Now, if you think, now I will take I will take common this. So Ji, this Ji and this Ji would cancel out. So I will write further AI epsilon I 1 minus epsilon I E Vi minus Ji is equal to what? Q. This is what now see this is ji, this is ji, all right, but this is I am writing qi. Qi is what? Qi is ji minus gi a. So ji I have written 1 minus epsilon I, and then gi from right from here we have put qi. Now solve for the qi and we will get this equation. So qi for I got this equation and qi is equal to this by further simplifying ai epsilon I 1 minus epsilon evi minus ji. Now this rate of heat transfer, if you look into, this looks like this is like current I and this is like voltage delta V. So this is 1 by R. So R is inverse of this electrical analogy. So here Ri is, this is called the surface resistance. Ri is equal to inverse of this 1 minus epsilon I Ai epsilon I. So this is the surface resistance. Surface resistance. Now, but understand that here the voltage difference delta V is not temperature difference, but the black body emissive power minus Ji, radiosity. So how do you represent for the surface one? Suppose this is the surface one. So take a node right here. So this node you would represent EB1 and then put a resistance and it will reach to J1, Ji. So EBI and Ji. So higher voltage means EBI minus lower voltage Ji. Heat would transfer from this direction EBI to Ji1. Now this you can represent, and this resistance is Ri, and that is given by 1 minus epsilon I divided by Ai epsilon I. Its unit is 1 upon meter square. Now this is different. This resistance is different from earlier resistances that you have studied. In the conduction itself, you have convection 1 upon Ha resistance you have studied. In conduction, you have studied Lyk, but and voltage difference in those are temperature difference. But here voltage difference is not the temperature difference, but this is Eb1 minus J1 radiosity, and these resistances, and voltage difference, and current, in place of current there is a heat transfer. So just understand that this is not a thermal resistance network earlier we have studied. This is the difference. Now, having studied all these things, I have represented the circuit diagram here. Circuit diagram for surface resistance. So what is the conclusion of step 2? We got the surface resistance and its representation. So surface resistance of surface I is equal to 1 upon epsilon I Ai epsilon I. That's what we got. Now step third, we have moved, and its representation also we have understood. So, mm, electrical analogy. Now step 3. What is step 3? Step 3 is space resistance. Concept of space resistance. Now suppose two bodies are there, one at temperature T1 very far from each other, one other is temperature T2. Now what will happen that radiation emitted by this surface, suppose T1 is greater than T2, it will reach some surface, but some other radiation will not reach because move in this way. Okay, same here. Radiation emitted by this surface by virtue of the temperature of the surface too, but some radiation will not reach the surface. So we are interested in temperature T1 is greater than T2. So we are interested in 122 Q12. What is the radiation exceed? So if we talk about these two are the black surfaces, then we have found out for this the Q dot 12. Just before I find out, so A1 F12 and EB1 minus EB2, that we have found out. Now sigma at T1 की power 4 minus T2 की power 4. But these are not the black surface. These are gray surface. Let's say. So gray surface, assume T1 is greater than T2. Now what will happen for the gray surface? So gray surface, now this is the surface one. So what we can do, at least this is the surface one. Surface 1, the temperature T1, area A1, emissivity epsilon. What we can do? We put a node that is EB1. Now then resistance, that is R1, surface resistance. Okay, and then there is a J1. For surface 2, at least we do what we do with respect to surface, that is temperature T2, area A2, epsilon 2 is emissivity. Now put a node right here. This is the emissive power EB2. Now EB2, then you will have the surface resistance R2, and this is the J2. Now what you will find, just like this in the black surface, this is the difference, this is the resistance B, this is the difference, voltage difference EB1 minus EB2 in place of delta B. In the very similar fashion, you will find this EB1 minus EB2 we have found in the very first case. See right here. In this case, EB1 minus EB2. Okay. we got this. So we have written those things. Now we have to connect these two. Now heat transfer between J1 and J2. Since this is not lying, J1 and J2 both not lie on the surface. So this lie in the space. So you can connect it with the help of surface resistance. So surface resistance from J1 to J2. So R1 2. Now this R12, now we know the value of R1. R1, the value of R1 is 1 minus epsilon 1, A1 epsilon 1. And value of R2 is 1 minus epsilon 2, A2 epsilon 2. Now this Q12, if you want to find out here the heat is Q12 from G1 to J2. Here the heat is Q1. Here the heat is Q2. Okay, so this Q12 just like EV1 minus EV2, here J1 minus J2. So we will write it as A1 F12 and J1 minus J2. So in place of voltage difference, we have J1 minus J2, and this is the resistance. Inverse of this is resistance, and this is the current flow. So 1 upon A1 F12 is the resistance. So R12 is nothing but is equal to 1 upon A1 F12. This is called the space resistance because this is not on the surface in the space. So what we got from here, R space is equal to 1 upon A1 F12, and this is represented by R12 because this is line between R1. So just understand that all resistances you will find here. So here the temperature is, now let me put with different color. Here the voltage is EV1, higher voltage, higher temperature I have assumed, here the EV2. And between two there are three resistances R1, R12 and R2, all are in series. So we will add up all these resistances and we will divide from voltage difference. So EV1, EV1 minus EV2 divided by the resistance will give you the heat exchange. So this is simplest way we can do it. So this is the way we can proceed. Now I would like to tell you that how to solve the problem, how to different cases that we have taken earlier will fit into this scenario. Right, right. So uh, let me discuss. Suppose we have three surfaces. Now example one. We have three surfaces like this, like this, like this. Its temperature is area E1, temperature T1, epsilon 1, surface 1, surface 2, A2, T2, epsilon 2, surface 3, A3, T3, epsilon 3. How will you draw the surface diagram this? So first I will draw for this, just take these surfaces. Now I will just draw a railway line. So this is A1, this is A2, and this is A3. So first EB1 and then put resistance and then J1. Here EB2 put resistance and then J2. This is R2, surface resistance R1. EB3, note this EB3, surface resistance R3, and we will J3. Now we can connect J1 to J2 with the space resistance. So this is the space resistance we can connect to R12. And this will connect with the space resistance. So R13. And this will connect with the space resistance. So R23. So this is the circuit diagram that's it. Now R12 is what? R12 is 1 upon A1 F1 that's the R1 because this is the R1 right? 1 upon A1 F1 that's the R1 because this is the R1 right? 1 upon A1 F1 that's the R1 because this is the R1 right? 1 upon A1 F1 that's 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 the R1 right? 1 up This is R1. R12, F12 and F12. So how will you write the equation? Now suppose at this node we are getting. So the heat coming must right from here surface 1 must go in this two direction. So due to energy balance at this node 1, you will find the sum of these two radiation will be equal to this incoming radiation. So what is incoming? EB1 minus J1. This is the voltage difference EB1 and J1 divided by what resistance you will take? Surface resistance 1 upon epsilon 1 A. Plus now I will write is equal to on the other side J1 minus J2, J1 minus J2 में जाएगा प्लस J1 माइनस J3 में जाएगा J1 माइनस J3. Now this divided by 1 upon A1 F12, this divided by 1 upon A1 F13. Now this is equal to this. अब इस साइड में ले आओ तो this sum will be equal to. Now ऐसे आप लिख सकते हो जैसे इलेक्ट्रिकल टेक्नोलॉजी में आप पढ़ते हो J1 divided by 1 minus epsilon 1 A1. Now you can write in this side if you bring इक्वलिटी के सीधा लाओगे तो J2 माइनस J1 हो जाएगा. So प्लस J2 माइनस J1 हो जाएगा J2 माइनस J1 एंड सिमिलरली इसे लाओगे तो J3 माइनस J1 हो जाएगा. तो J3 माइनस J1 हो जाएगा और ये हो जाएगा 1 upon A1 F12 and 1 upon A1 F13. Okay, so this will become 0. Now that's how we will proceed to get the different values of different things related to this. This is the electric circuit diagram, equivalent electric circuit diagram. Now I would like to solve that example we have taken before. I would like to solve these examples. So, what are those examples and how to solve them? Now I will take one by one example. If there is something, suppose now what we get, we will summarize first. The surface resistance we got is RS, surface resistance 1 minus epsilon divided by epsilon A of that surface Ri, and the Rij space resistance 1 upon Ai Fij. These two things we got. Now I am utilizing these two things. Surface resistance one is and other is space resistance. Now suppose there are two gray plates. Two gray plates T1 and T2 exchange radiation in non-participating medium. There are two gray plates है. दो gray plates हैं. Finitely long है. We have two gray plates. Two gray plates. Infinitely long, and we have been asked to find out Q12. So this plate and this plate. Now this I will draw the circuit. Everything will be easier. Now we will first put the surface resistance. इस सरफेस को पहले लाइन के रूप में लिख लो, इस सरफेस को भी लाइन के रूप में लिख लो. अब यहाँ एक सरफेस 1 है तो इसका नोड लोगे तो EB1. यहाँ पे नोड ले लो EB2. पहला काम then attach surface resistance will go to J1. Surface resistance will go to J2 point. J2, and this would be R2. Now to connect J1 and J2, you have another resistance, that is R12, that is space resistance. Now this is R1, this is R2. Now what is the voltage difference here? Delta V, EV1, EB1 minus EB2. So EB1 minus EB. Now next is to find out the R total. R total is what? R total is R1 plus R12 surface space resistance plus R2. Surface resistance, space resistance, surface resistance. Now put the values of R1, R12 and R2. Now this is equal to R1, the value of R1 is what? 1 minus epsilon 1, epsilon 1, epsilon 1 A1. Epsilon 1 A1. Okay, and R12 is 1 upon A1 F1 plus 1 minus epsilon 2 epsilon 2 A. So this is the resistance. Now what we will do, that Q is Q12 is nothing but EB voltage difference, that is EB1 minus EB2 divided by this resistance is 1 minus epsilon 1 divided by epsilon 1 A1 plus 1 upon A1 F12 plus 1 minus epsilon 2 A2. This is now black body, so sigma T1 to power 4 and this is sigma T2 to power 4. So we can further write sigma T1 to power 4 minus T2 to power 4 divided by this thing. So what we got the equation? We must write it Q12 dot is equal to sigma T1 to power 4 minus T2 to power 4 divided by 1 minus epsilon 1 A1 plus 1 upon A1 F12 plus 1 minus epsilon 2 A2. Now we have taken two parallel gray surfaces, and between two parallel gray surfaces, this is the radiative heat exchange. Now I will discuss this. Now suppose uh, now question now question is, find the net rate of heat transfer for two infinite infinite parallel plates. So we have taken two parallel plates right here. Infinitely long means this will go to infinite, this will go in this direction, infinite. Now area is A1, epsilon 1 is emissivity, temperature is T1, area is A2, epsilon 2 is the emissivity, temperature is T2. Now since both are parallel plates, so here in this case A1 is equal to A2 is equal to A suppose. And F12 you will find, that is F12 we need it right here. So F12 is, you will find the radiation coming from the surface one, all of which will be will reach to the surface 2. So F12 is 1. F12 is 1. It means, so this equation will reduce to what? Sigma T1 to power 4 minus T2 to power 4 divided by 1 minus epsilon 1 upon epsilon 1. A1 की जगह पे A हो जाएगा, 1 upon A1 की जगह पे A, F12 1 हो गया, प्लस 1 minus epsilon 2 and epsilon 2 A2 हो जाएगा, A2 की जगह पे A हो जाएगा. And once you solve this, then you will get the equation. By simplifying this, you will get the equation Q12 is equal to A sigma T1 to power 4 minus T2 to power 4 divided by 1 upon epsilon 1 plus 1 upon epsilon 2 minus. That's how you get. Now the second example, the result I have shown to you, go between two concentric cylinder. So concentric cylinder we are taking R1 and R2 radii. R1 and R2 area. And what would be the heat exchange between these two concentric cylinders? So here A1 A1 is what? A1 is 2 pi R1L, suppose cylindrical length is L, and A2 is equal to 2 pi R2L. And once you put and F12 here is also, because infinitely long cylinder L tending to increase, 12 is 1. So once you put A1, A2 and F12 right here you will get the equation that you have seen earlier. Okay, means Q12 dot is equal to A1 sigma T1 to power 4 minus T2 to power 4 divided by 1 upon epsilon 1 plus 1 upon epsilon 2 R1 by R2 minus R1 by R2. So this now another example that I would like to take, another problem. Find the net rate of heat transfer for a small convex surface encompassed by a large cavity. So this is the smallest convex surface है, small convex surface है, surrounded by, encompassed by a large cavity. तो आपको net rate of heat transfer find out करना है. So suppose this is T1, epsilon 1 is the emissivity and area is A1, and T2 is the temperature, emissivity is epsilon 2, and area is A2. How do you find for these surfaces? Since this surface, encompassing surface is large cavity means A2 is equal to what? A2 tends to infinity. So A2 tends to infinity means A1 by A2 is equal to 0, and F12, since this is small, so all radiation emitted by this a small convex surface with these two surfaces too. So F12 is 1. So once you put all these two things in this equation again, since F12 is 1 and A2 by A1 by A2 is equal to 0, then you will get the equation that I am writing right here. So this Q12, that is the net radiation, you will get A1 at sigma epsilon 1 T1 to power 4 T1 to power 4 minus T2 to power 4. So at this point I have finished the radiation lecture in a full scope. Okay, thank you so much.